Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our game of old school D&D. I'm Egan, of course, your DM. No one here is new. We have 4 of you today: Ethan, Jamin, Star, and Tulio. So thanks for joining in. The characters are VANORA, HOBBOTUNDE, Pierce, and JEFT. Let's update your names real quick. So Ethan's gonna change us to Pierce, F0. Do you know how to do it? Or you should know how to do it by now. And then Jamin, do you know how to fix your name?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so make sure, yep, right click it, replace Maximilian with your current character name, which is Jeff, use all caps, and then after spacebar, you're gonna indicate your class and level with a capital letter of the first letter of your class, and then the number right after is your level. So it should be Jeff spacebar M0. Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And Ethan, yours will be
Oh, I
Pierce.
can't change it. It looks like I don't have nitro.
You shouldn't need Nitro to change your nickname.
Where do you go to do it again?
Okay, so if you're on the call, which you are, you're gonna right click your name, and then you're gonna see something says change nickname. Click change nickname. Highlight and delete your current character name. In all caps, you're gonna input your character's name, which is Jaft. Spacebar M0. All caps.
Is it Ed? Hold up. I don't see
M
it.
as in Mike.
Change nickname.
Alright, I'll just do it for you.
Sorry, I don't see it.
No worries. Alright.
Oh shit, now I do.
It's fine. Any questions or
Sorry
concerns?
about that. Now I know how.
Alright, good to go. So last we left off, your party had made some progress against one of the southwestern hamlets. They were able to go out and confirm that it was abandoned and clear of any hostiles. So now there is a rotation of men that have been sent out there to, of course, keep watch and secure that village, right? JENKSTON has created a route, but still the western and southern regions are dangerous. And of course, the enemy are not stagnant, right? So the men from the west, the berserkers, that have, of course, taken most of the western territories, and they have developed their siege camp now, right, just outside of the walls of JENKSTON. So right now, JENKSTON's under siege. They have recently arrived, and now JENKSTON's under siege. So the gate of JENKSTON can rarely be opened. It is very risky, right, for them to open the gate for anyone to leave at this point, because now the village itself is under siege, right? You're some of the few who are able to be let down at certain times and then hoisted back up over the walls, right? But yes, the berserkers, they are preparing to besiege JENKSTON, its walls, right? They have raided the surrounding village. They have burned it down. The villagers have been either killed, captured, or routed, right? Some of them have been able to escape into the fort. But yeah, Central JENKSTON has been lost, right? Your crew was at Central JENKSTON just the other day, right? Currently, you're not there. Currently, you're out in the southwestern ruins with some of the refugees. Out here, over the course of the night, there's been multiple sightings of approaching enemy positions, right? They saw movement out in those fields as if your position was being sized up again, right? So movement out there, right, on the border, and who knows what will happen soon, right? But there's also a report of the southeastern hamlet having been visited the other night and raided and pillaged by the goblins, right? For those who were, of course, taking care of the wolves and such, the villagers there continue to defend their farms, but the wolves suffered some losses. In retaliation, they pushed out, and you know, for one night they were calm. They like have cannibalized, but they are hungry and fierce, and they pushed out, and they have continued to cause starvation in the eastern villages, right? And from now on, food prices is double, right? The food stores are low, and the source of food to the east is not secure, right? As for northern Jenkston, it has been completely wiped out, right? Kamor has pushed out again, and now they have raised and pillaged and conquered northern Jenkston. So the village of Jenkston is nearly collapsed, right? Your team is in a critical position, right? Whatever you do today could alter the course and history of Jenkston on the map, right? So now you're at the ruins of southwestern Jenkston, right? Little to nothing is left here. There are villagers here who have come here seeking refuge, right? They are in terrible condition. They are, most of them are in mourning after what happened to the surrounding village of central Jenkston, right? So, yes, you are some of the four, and only two of those refugees have recently volunteered to go out and adventure, which is Pierce and Jeff, right? They are some of the refugees that responded and took up arms to, of course, fight for the land, fight for their freedom, right? To live, the right to live. So, yeah, today, do you guys want to continue to progress toward the Goblin territories? Maybe push out into the mountains, retake some of the mountain regions, where you might seek shelter among the mountains instead, if you can clear out those goblins. Otherwise, you know that the berserkers are their base camp or their siege camp is somewhere north of here, right? They have established a siege camp northeast of this position somewhere, right? You can try to visit the rest of the ruins. What do you guys think? This place is really in a lot of ruin, right? Little to nothing is being accomplished.
Well,
What would you recommend?
With your small team of four, the wolves are pretty far from where you are, right? Survival is of utmost importance.
To the east.
Yes, you're to the southwest currently, so they're to the east.
Okay.
There's only 2 or 3 regions of Jenkston remaining that have freedom, which is somewhat of central Jenkston. It's under siege, though. Eastern Jenkston is starving. Their food source has been cut off. The woods have become too dangerous, and war is close, right? The goblins to the south, and Kamor to the north, right? Who knows which side is going to push out first to take, the village, right? So they're just getting ready to surrender or defend themselves.
As long as we can get good weapons, we probably should deal with the goblins, and then after we dealt with them, maybe do the wolves to stop the starvation. What next?
I just don't want to hear what the recommendation from DM is.
Yes, so the recommendations.
Okay.
Central Jenkston is hoping that your crew might help with guerrilla tactics and will move out to attack and destroy or find and destroy any enemy positions west of or outside of the walls of Central Jenkston, right? So move out there and kind of attack their siege camp, attack their patrols, attack them, right? And you will be rewarded handsomely, right? In this desperate time. Another option is to secure the survival of those few men living here in southwestern ruins, right? To do this, you will have to destroy any enemies that might pose a threat in the future to your territory. The berserkers are occupied with the siege, and so their main threat is the goblins living out to the south, who have been, of course, spying on the recent arrival of your party and the refugees, right? The women, the children, the elderly are here seeking refuge with you, right? You are the few men who can fight for them, right? And protect them, their freedom, right? Otherwise, they'll be conquered by the goblins not too long after this, right? So if you want to save the current area you're in, you will have to destroy any possible threats in the area, which is the goblins, right? At this time. Otherwise, you can abandon them and try to help out that eastern village, which is surrounded on 3, 4 different flanks, kind of, right? They're mainly worried about the northerners, the southerners, and the wolves who cut off their food source, right? What do you think?
Goblins.
Yeah, goblins.
All right.
Yeah,
As long as we
goblins.
take care of them, we might be able to clean up after the siege, possibly.
So it's time to clear some goblins, right? Okay. yeah, so you're headed south then looking for the goblins. The goal is to find and destroy any goblin opposition that might threaten the future settlement or resettlement of the ruins, right? So, yeah, to restore peace and order in these lands, you must destroy your possible enemies instead of sitting around waiting for them to destroy you, right? So you're pushing out, you're looking to raid and pillage them, right? Find them in their homes and kill them. All right. So the four of you have readied up, you grab up your weapons, you set out on foot in marching order, and you begin your journey south into the mountains, looking for any signs of the caves. And there are clear signs of the goblins, right? So last night they were spotted, right? They were hanging out on the edge of the village. You know, the watchmen were able to observe them. They were just kind of, having a look. Today you find their footprints clearly. They were not far from the village outskirts, right? And they head straight back toward the mountains, okay? And as you make your first approach toward the mountains, it isn't long before you find where they're encamped, right? You can see that you're approaching the mountain range, and on the side of a mountain, you can see a few lookout positions, various positions where you can see, of course, you can realize they're lookout positions because at the base of the mountains or along the walls of the mountains, there are entrenchments, or mainly there's man-made or goblin-made terrain obstacles, right? Like stakes that have been planted to slow any movement up the mountain if you were to try to climb up, right? So some man-made, somewhat demi-human-made defense obstacles, right? Stakes mainly. Sometimes pitfall traps, maybe you can't see those, but there could be some booby traps up there. And of course, maybe some trenches or foxholes, right? Some dugouts. So what's clearly visible though are the wooden stakes on the mountainsides. So that's your first observation, which helps you realize there could be goblins up on the mountain, right? You can just make your way up and look for them and close and destroy their positions, but who knows where they are. So this is spotted from a safe distance at the base of the mountains, right? North of them, you're seeing these obstacles on the side of mountains. How do you want to approach?
And I check for any sign of traps. Does anyone have a 10-foot pole?
I got a spear.
Got a spear? Check for traps as we go.
Yeah, so yeah, as you advance, you can prod.
Let's make a normal approach. Close in. I will prod with my spear up in front. Close in onto the goblin block area.
Okay.
All right. So you notice that these entrenchments or these obstacles are between only just two mountains, right? So you're looking into the valley, and they're built on only kind of two mountains protecting a particular valley. This valley goes straight southeast, right? So this could lead towards the central goblin lair somewhere in the middle of the mountains, right? That's why this route might be defended properly or better than the other mountains, right? This is a mountain pass controlled by the goblins. So between those two mountains, do you want to go through the valley? Do you want to approach the west or the east mountain?
Yeah.
So imagine you're coming in from the north. There's the valley that is guarded. You don't know what's in there quite yet. It's heavily wooded. But you can see, as you spy and observe from a distance, there are obstacles built along the mountainside. Where there's little to no obstacles, you can see they have decided to plant stakes, right, on either of these mountains to slow any movement up the mountain, right?
We're not on horseback, so is that gonna be? Can we be careful and try and just go past them carefully with our weapons up?
Yeah, of course, you can squeeze past them or go around them.
Alright, I'll go
Yeah.
first.
But they could be
No,
guarding
you
an
have to
enemy
let me go
position.
Yeah.
So would you like to just
Yeah.
push through this valley, go through and look for their lair?
No,
You don't see any signs of their lair yet.
One of the mountains.
One of the mountains, the west or the east?
Yeah, the stake, like you said.
Let's head to the west one.
Start with the
Yeah,
west?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear from the other two, VANORA and HOBBOTUNDE. as JEFT and Pierce are planning to move north or sorry, southwest, what do you want to do?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
I
you'll
think
go
we
with
should go to the east. I think we should go to the east.
Okay. Do you want to give a reason why? Before, since the majority think west, you think east?
I don't know. I just think east. There's no particular reason.
Okay, so because you think east, will you go east instead then?
Yeah, I'll go east.
Okay. And the rest of you are alright with letting her go east and you guys will go west?
I mean, I'll go east if she goes east.
Okay.
Yeah, I will too.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, sure.
Okay, so your party is split now. One party will move up the western mountain, the other party will move up the
No,
eastern.
I'm-
we're not split.
Oh, we're going
all
there.
over. I said that.
Oh, you're all going to the east mountain. Okay. So you all swap to the east mountain instead, just because she thinks that that's the one to try first. Maybe you guys want to give her a reason
I
why you
also
chose the
have
west.
I also have a thought. It's the southeast. Wasn't the southeast the one we cleared? Or was it southwest?
You haven't cleared any of these two mountains yet. You've never been here before.
I mean, the village we cleared, was it the southeast or southwest?
The ruins are north of you, but it would be southwest of JENKSTON.
Yeah, so if we go southeast, we might run into more goblins, so. Might run into the bulk of them, so that might be a bigger. That's why I thought too.
Okay. Yeah, so you're moving, do you want to approach from the, when you make your approach up the mountainside, do you want to move south up it, so from the north, or do you want to move southeast from it, so from the northwest, or do you want to move east up it, so from the valley, from the west, the valley? How do you want to approach the mountain to the east? Or how do you want to ascend it? Because it sounds like you're climbing up toward the
What do you guys
fortifications.
think? I have no preference. I mean, maybe we go to the west of it through the near the valley to try and make sure there's no goblin. To the west of the mountain, of the east mountain, to make sure we can clear one path and look down at the valley. What do you guys think?
I agree.
I say on our direction, I think we should. What would reasonably be the easiest to go?
Are you asking me or are you asking your comrades?
I'm asking you.
What would be the easiest path to go up?
Yes.
They're both equally difficult. They're both heavily forested mountains. It's just they're on different sides, right? There are fortifications on the west and east mountain of this valley that continues south slightly east toward central mountains of the Goblins. This is your first sign of the enemy. There are no enemies within sight. You don't hear any enemies. You see only their obstacles. Otherwise, you can continue through the
I think he's
mountains to
talking
look for
about
their
what
cave.
would be the better scaling of the mountain option.
They all look the same. The north side, the west side, the northwest side is just forested
Now
mountainside.
let's just go directly towards it and pass.
Yeah, to the valley. Yeah.
Okay,
scale
so
the
through the
mountain
valley
down.
instead?
Yeah. Let's move eastwards first scale, and then we go south.
So from the north, you guys have differing views. Some say from the valley, which means that you would move south first and then east up the mountainside. Some say directly, which means you would just move southeast. And some say to move east and then south, which would mean you would come in from the north. There's three different options. You guys keep discussing and having the wrong, I guess, page about it.
What I was talking about was I think we're all in agreement. We're gonna go southeast and go up the mountain.
Okay, so go up southeast then.
Yeah, but try to trench the valley near the valley as we do.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Now let's hear from the others. So, Pierce, do you still want to try moving east first and then south? Or do you want to just move southeast up the mountain?
Let's just do south.
Okay. And then what about VANORA? Do you already still on board with
Yeah, let's just
southeast?
go. Yeah, southeast.
And HOBBOTUNDE?
Yep, southeast.
All right, after half an hour of figuring out how to move up the mountain, your party makes movement. Okay. The time of day is roughly 9 o'clock in the morning at this time. So you're going up the mountainside. It's a sloped mountain. It's very difficult to ascend, but it's not too difficult to the point where you'll need a rope, right? It's just sloped, and you're grabbing onto rocks. And if you have any large items that have no straps, you will have to leave them behind because you need to climb, right? It requires 1 or 2 hands, right? So, let's see. Let me double check. And breakfast was eaten this morning, I suppose. Who supplied breakfast for your crew? Was it HOBBOTUNDE with all of his fish? Did you want to use your roasted fish to feed them breakfast? Or save that for
How much
later?
do I got?
You have 4 pounds. That could feed the whole party. There's 4 of you.
Does anybody else have food? Or-
There are, but they are rations
Maybe
instead.
rations, but
Your food will
it'd
rot
be good to
soon.
eat the fish first, and I'll owe you for that. How about that?
All right, yeah.
Okay, so you guys ate roast fish this morning. A pound of roast fish each.
Yeah, I'll stay in front the whole time for that. Okay.
All right. Onwards. So, yeah, you've made your movement up the mountain very slow and somewhat treacherous. On your way up, as you scale, there is a risk of falling. It's a slight risk of slipping, right? There's some risk. You can reduce this risk, but as you're climbing with just your feet and hands, there's a chance that your foot or your hand loses grip and you slide down because you only use sandals and your hands, right? So the sandals prevent your feet from getting hurt as you climb up sharp stones. Your hands will be your grippers, and your feet will support your climb up too. But there's a slight chance, of course, that a rock is loose, or you lose your grip, or whatever else causes you to slip, right, and fall. The chance is 2 in 6 every certain distance of climbing. We'll go with, of course, your movement speed. And if we're staying together, then our movement speed is going to be, we'll do, I think you guys are lightly encumbered. So at the slowest rate is lightly encumbered. So you guys we'll do every 30 feet of climbing. Yeah, no wait. Yeah, I think that's fair. Every 30 feet that you climb, there's a 2 in 6 chance that you slip down. And the first obstacle on this mountain is roughly 30 feet up, right? So the first kind of a wall of stakes that you're able to see up the mountain is 30 feet up, right? So in your first climb up toward the first obstacle, go ahead and roll. So the trees are dense near the base of the mountains, but they line up toward the top, right? There's less and less trees the further up you go, naturally. It gets too rough and rocky and, you know, too unsturdy for
Can I
any.
use my dagger to help my footing, like plank it into the mountain.
Like you want to stab your dagger and step on it? Stab your dagger into
No, not stab my dagger. Like, use it
help your
to,
footing?
kind of make a handhold. It's
Sure.
silver tip too.
Okay, then it's a soft blade, and you might ruin your blade and ruin the silver on it, if that's fine.
Okay, never mind then. Never mind. I didn't know.
Yes, silver weapons, they're softer, and of course, if you
Gotcha.
use them and abuse them against rocks, you could ruin them, right? You could chip the silver.
Okay. Okay, never mind.
Right. All right. So, yep, your party's trying to figure this out as they climb. And it sounds like a straight climb up. So everyone roll a 6-sided to see if you slip in the first 30 feet on your way up toward the first obstacle. Climb it up the slope. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you slip.
Help?
Does the what?
630 help?
Sure.
Alright.
There's a minimum of 1 in 6 chance though that you will slip. So, right, J-Man, JEFT is fine on the way up. The first 30 feet. Pierce, it looks like you're gonna slip halfway up. Yep. So Pierce is trying to climb the sloped, rocky mountainside, and about 15 feet up, he begins to slide, right? And he will slide, and whatever height that you climbed, you will fall half that distance, maybe, right? So, let's see.
Fall.
And then you can catch yourself after the last, so you would be climbing, right? About 15 feet up is when you start to slip, and then you will catch yourself maybe about 7 feet. So you drop about 7-ish feet down the side before you're able to catch yourself again. But yeah, you were climbing up, and you grabbed a loose piece of stone on the mountainside, and it broke, and then you start sliding down, and you grab at the side of the mountain, and as you do that, you get scraped up.
All right, I suggest we just go toward the valley. As we climb back in.
You
Yeah,
can
they're
suggest
already
that
up
after,
there.
but also VANORA, he rolled a 3. Let's see. VANORA, your dexterity is 9. Okay, that's fine. HOBBOTUNDE, you scored a 2. Your dexterity is minus or +1 bonus. Okay, so you're fine. The only one who slipped was Pierce. So it's you guys are in the middle of climbing. You know, you were trying to get 30 feet up. At 15 feet up, you were together, and Pierce started to slide down, right? If any of you want, you can try to grab Pierce, right? There's a chance you can grab him instead. But if you fail to grab him and pull him up, you will fall down too and take damage with him. So does anyone want to risk themselves to grab at this Pierce and stop him from sliding down the sloped
I'll grab him.
mountainside? All right, you grab him. Okay, so it's not sheer, right? Sheer is the most dangerous. That's like you just straight up fall, right? And there's nothing you can really do. You're on a slope, but it's not an easy slope either, right? So, yep, J-Man grabs at Pierce. He's taking the risk. J-Man, to do this, you will, of course, roll to see if you're fast enough to grab at him first. So you're going to roll a 6-sider for initiative. And Pierce, you're going to roll a 6-sider. And Pierce, you want to roll low. And JEFT, you want to roll high. Okay. To see who started moving first. If Jeff could move fast enough to grab at Pierce, or Pierce was already falling. All right, so you have to beat a 4. All right, Jeff, you were too slow.
My dexterity.
All right, so that makes it even harder. So yeah, so basically, Jeff tried to be fast about it, and Pierce, as you were climbing, it happened way too quick for him, right? And you started sliding down before he could really do anything, right? He turned and saw you, and he tried to reach out for you, but it was too late, right? You were already sliding down by the time he turned to grab at you. I think that's how it would be. And then, of course, you were only about 15 feet up. You're sliding down. You're trying to grab and stop yourself from sliding. At default, we can say that you only will fall halfway of the distance that you just climbed. So, or yeah, you will fall. You're trying to grab as quickly as you can. And you're already 15 feet up. So at 7 feet, you're able to grab and stabilize, right? Go ahead and let's see. Yeah, we're gonna
climb back down. This is way too treacherous.
Whoa.
we're gonna have you take 1d3
whoa,
damage.
whoa.
So Pierce, roll 1d3. You're gonna take 1d3 subdual damage. It cannot kill you, it can only injure you. Alright, you only scratch yourself for 1 damage on your slide down. But yeah, he slid down and he caught himself. He's just slightly below and slightly behind, and you guys can wait for him to catch up. But he just scraped himself in. Realizing the situation, that the mountain is a dangerously sloped mountain, right? It is not an easy climb up, but it's not impossible either. Just using your bare hands and sandaled feet. Do you guys want to make your way back down carefully, or do you guys want to keep going?
Yes.
Also, as this is going on, I'm going to roll a reaction check. Alright. So as you're climbing, you hear a call from the mountainside further up, where there's less and less trees, and you don't know where it's coming from until, of course, it kind of reveals itself, right? So a monster has climbed out of a trench or a hole, right? It has a shield over it, or protecting it, and it yells out, right? to you, and let's see if it can. It probably will speak to you in your language. Let's check. All right, it doesn't know your language in particular. Let me check if you have a dwarf. So it just kind of yells out at you guys a warning, right? You don't know what it says, but it's like, right? And yeah, you're seemingly being yelled at from up the mountain, roughly 30 more feet up, past this wall of stakes. There's on the mountainside a small grotesque man behind a shield yelling at you, right? He climbed out of a hole. He's yelling at you, right? Do you guys want to discuss with him or just continue on the way down?
I'm a magic user. What languages am I allowed?
You
That's not
can,
have-
depending on your intelligence. Let's see. You might have a bonus starting language. All right, you have a 12 intelligence, which means you get no extra languages. You can only read and write
Gotcha.
your own language.
Okay.
Yeah, so this small grotesque man is yelling at you from up the mountain. As he yells, Pierce, what's your reaction to that? Do you want to just climb down or push up or something else?
I just climb down. Like,
Okay, you start to climb down the mountain. What about JEFT? Do you want to climb up? Do you want to climb down? You were thinking about climbing down.
Down.
Alright.
Climb down.
VANORA, do you want to push the goblin's position? Do you want to climb down or something else?
I'm gonna climb down.
Okay.
Gonna go down.
What about HOBBOTUNDE? You want to climb down or?
Going down.
Okay. All right. So let me see its reaction to you as you climb down. Okay. That's negative. And that's with the penalty because the first time you did not react the way it wanted to, right? So it might have reacted hostile with possible intention to attack. If he did not comply, you did not comply. So now there's a penalty to the reaction check. With the penalty added, there's now an attack, right? So on your way down, that goblin yells, and let me roll to see how many are present at this time. One moment. All right, so from this mountain in particular, another one pops out of the hole, and as you're on the way down, he fires an arrow at you from behind the shield goblin, right? So your crew is fired upon on the way down, and the only targets visible are those highest up, which are JEFT and VANORA and HOBBOTUNDE. You're further up as you're climbing down. Pierce is already able to kind of finish his slide down or he's trying to carefully climb down. You still have to roll to carefully climb down, unless you want to slide down and take damage, right? So Pierce, roll a d6 to see if you can carefully descend. You're only about 7 feet up. It's not too bad. Right. You can spray your ankle if you don't climb down carefully. So roll a d6. Everyone roll a d6 on the way down as you're trying to climb down this mountainside. It is not a sheer surface, but it is a dangerously sloped mountainside. Right. It is not an easy mountain to climb.
How about that?
All right.
Great. Roll. I got a 4.
Okay. Thank you guys. Just a moment. All right. So right now, let's see. Right. So I'm just gonna show you a picture of the kind of mountainside you're climbing, just to give you an idea of how dangerous it is. Again, this is not a sheer surface, but you can't just walk up it normally, right? So it's sloped at a dangerous angle. I posted a picture in the session and the playback post
Ah,
to give an idea of how difficult
didn't
to climb.
realize it was that slow. Holy moly.
So it's not exactly sheer surface, but you know, one wrong step or one wrong grab, you could be sliding and tumbling down, taking some scraping damage, some bruising, some broken bones, right? You won't fall or plummet to your death really because it's not sheer, right? You'll definitely be able to grab and catch yourself, but not without taking some damage, right? Especially the higher up you go. All right, does that give you guys a better idea, right, of how dangerous it could be? Okay.
Much better idea. I didn't realize how.
So that's why you're taking damage, right? Okay, so anyway, I'm checking your rolls right now, and it looks like Jeff is doing fine. VANORA, you're doing fine. Pierce, you're having a rough time, and HOBBOTUNDE, you're doing fine because you're dexterous. All right. So Pierce, on the last 7 feet, you're struggling again, and you will take 1 point of damage. 7 feet's not enough to cause too much damage. You just scrape yourself on the way down some more, right? So you're just kind of like pissed
Alright.
off maybe at this point, right? Like, just fuck this mountain, right? It just keeps on cutting you up. Let's see. So Pierce is at 2 hit points left. He's all scratched up. He might hate mountain for the rest of his life. Let's see. Alright, as that was going on, these 3 got shot at. 1 arrow came flying down. It's a random target. I'm gonna roll a d3 and see who's the target. Just a moment. Of the 3 of you, it was VANORA. VANORA on the way down, an arrow comes flying toward you. Let's see if it hits and kills you. It was a 9. With all adjustments applied, VANORA, the arrow whizzed past you, and you're fine, right? And you guys get down the mountainside carefully, and you're back in the valley. You're back in the forest, right? At the base of the mountain. From here, you can hear them, right? They are angered, right? They have been stirred up. What probably triggered their movement was, of course, your climb and maybe the sound of you guys falling down the mountain alerted them. And then, of course, what caused their hostility, as you can tell, is your non-compliance and, of course, your just your presence here, right? You're in enemy territory. You're on their mountain. So it's obvious, you know, obviously you're intruding or you're you know, you're an intruder, right? So from here, what do you guys want to do? Oh, someone dropped out. Okay. Oh, welcome back. All right, so the situation seems to get a little more risky, a little more dangerous this time. You're in the forest. Currently, you're safe. Oh, all right. Currently, you're safe. It's quiet, it's calm, but it could change in a moment, right? You know that there are enemies in the area at this time. Is it time to head back? Your job was to close and destroy the enemy, right? To find and kill.
Can we set up an ambush?
Sure, you want to wait them out in the valley?
Not wait them out, like try to listen for them.
Let's just attack. Let's go through the trees and then make our way up.
Your
there.
Ethan,
Let's just-
your TV is on.
Yeah, I'm in the living room of my grandparents' house.
Okay. Sorry. So basically, what if we set up an ambush and not wait for them, but kind of slowly go up a couple of paths to trees and, you know, hide our footprints, skirt up, make some footprints, like forward back to the village, and then hide our footprints, you know, basically until we can get to see them, track them, like go into the bushes, you know, try not to disturb them, and see if we can go around 2 points, like 2 of us go around one side, 2 of us go around another, and try to follow the footprints and see if they follow them.
I doubt it, because they would only probably follow them during the nighttime, because they're nocturnal creatures.
How wide is the valley?
The valley is about 30 feet wide.
Oh,
It's a narrow valley.
Let's just use the trees as cover. Then when we get closer, then we start closing onto the outpost.
Sure.
And then we can just tell them they're going to be alerted now, but they're still going to be blind as hell. Stay back.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, so as Jeff and Pierce are discussing their ideas and plans on how to continue this attack, Venora and HOBBOTUNDE, I need to hear from you. So starting with Venora, as you're down here in the Forest Valley, and they're, discussing a plan. Do you want to add anything to it? Do you want to do or think about anything?
No, I agree with the plan.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Whose plan? Jeff's or Pierce? Because they have two different plans.
No, I can
Pierce.
see it.
Oh, Pierce's. Jeff drops his plan.
Pierce plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
HOBBOTUNDE.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. You were gonna say some more.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, no worries. HOBBOTUNDE, as they were making a plan and Venora's agreeing with Pierce, what is your move?
What was blocking us? What was blocking Valley? It was like stakes.
Yeah, so there are some stakes along the mountainsides. They're in the base, the mountains. All they do is really slow movement. If you had like a vehicle or a large force, the stakes might get in your way, right?
Oh, so basically in the valley, you can pass through the valley on foot.
Yep, the valley is forested. Moving up the mountainside, the trees grow less and less, right? Because more rocky and less trees, right? Are growing up there. It's just more rocky, right? And rough.
Oh,
So where it's more
Oh.
rocky and rough, where it's like where there's less trees, that's where they planted the stakes. So above the tree line or above the canopy of the trees, you can see that there are stakes, right? To slow movement, right? Up the somewhat smooth but rocky sloped surface, right? So when you
Yeah,
guys got to
yeah.
the top, if you did get to the top of your first initial climb, you would have reached those stakes, right? Those stakes would have been there. But you guys never got up there. You only got halfway up and then Pierce fell.
So the valley isn't the grassland. It's literally a forest.
Yeah, you're in a mountain range right now, and the mountain range is forested. Down in the valley, it's
Oh.
more wet, right? So you're not in the grasslands anymore. You're in the woods or in
Yeah.
the
I'm
mountains.
gonna tell Pierce, and Jeff and Lenore, like, we're in the forest. We can just go through the valley. We don't need to go up the goblins. To go around. Keep going.
You can push on, right? This is just an enemy position, right? Which you can try to destroy, but you can kill these guys, they're just gonna get replaced, right? To destroy the enemy, you have to find their lair, their cave. Kill them at the heart, right? Destroy the women and children, which allow them to breed and replace and replenish their troops in the future. Destroy the food sources, destroy the men who can even defend, right? So if you kill there is a benefit to killing the outpost there. If you destroy the outpost, they have to replace those men, right? But it's not as effective as moving into their lair and setting it on fire and destroying them at the heart, right? So all their infrastructure, their tribe, their people.
How much time do we have left, Dungeon Master?
Good call. Yeah, so we're actually running out of time. It looks like we're at 43 minutes and we have a maximum of 80 minutes. But we want to save 15 about 15 for post game, right? So we guys got about maybe we still have a good amount of time really. 20 more minutes to actually win the game, to kill
Yeah.
or find some treasure.
I mean, dude, I say we go find their lair and start exploring the cave because the outpost, I don't think we can get to it.
Ignore
Yeah,
it, just push on.
Yeah.
If they come
Alright,
at you,
yes,
you can
that was
react to
good.
it. Right.
We just gotta lock in for it. Gotta be quick with this.
All right. So you want to push forward through the valley and look for their cave?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So after much debate, a good 30 minutes or so down in the valley, you start to push through the woods. I'm gonna check if those guards had any reaction to your crew while you were down here. They have a job to do. They weren't just standing around, and they're not actually telling you what they're doing either. While you guys were making your plans, they're not gonna let you know what they were up to while they were up in the mountains, right? So who knows what they're up to, right? They're not gonna tell you. But I will let you know if there's any immediate reaction at this time. Right. So yeah, you're starting to make some movement out here, and unfortunately, you're confronted, right? It is of hostile intent, right? It is on the mountainside, so you were just starting to make movement, and they have made pursuit. So from further up the mountainside, but not too far up, just far enough and close enough for them to actually be able to see and fire upon you. So you're in the valley, of course. They're slightly up the valley on the mountainside, maybe about 15 to 30 feet up, a few trees in the way. From behind the tree line, you can see those two goblins from earlier, right? The shield goblin and the archer. The archer opens fire again, right? Additionally, you are able to start to hear movement from the west, right? You hear what sounds like some communication, right? A screech or two, right? A screech or two from the west, and some the rustling of branches and cracking branches and movement, right, from the west. Something's coming from the west, and something's firing from the east on your way out of here, right? So you're fired upon. Here comes the shot. It's a random target of your 4. They didn't tell you that they were shooting at you. They just shot at you while you were about to leave. It turned out to be HOBBOTUNDE. HOBBOTUNDE, you're hit. You take 6 damage, right? So you guys were on guard, or at least trying to be on guard, right? As you were discussing, making plans. They climbed down carefully and quietly. You might have heard them. And as you start moving, right, you see them, right? HOBBOTUNDE, you do have a chance to react to this, actually. You were kind of on guard. So I'm going to say that there's a chance as you hear and see these guys on the mountainside, before they fire, you can take cover. The chance is based on initiative, okay? So roll a 6-sider. This is your only save to stop them from taking an action against you. All right, that's a pass. So before the arrow came, which would have been a kill shot, you took cover behind a tree, and now you're pinned down. Your party's under fire. We have movement from the west. We have firing from the east. You're down in the valley. Movements, starting with Pierce. Do you want to push through the valley? Do you want to charge their position, or
Yeah, let's
something
just
else?
full sprint ahead.
Full sprint south?
Yeah,
Okay.
avoiding their arrows.
Okay, yep. Pierce, sprint southward. Jeff, your move. Do you want to follow Pierce? Sprint after him?
Yeah.
Okay, VANORA, do you want to sprint after Jeff and Pierce, or something else?
Yeah, just sprint.
Okay, HOBBOTUNDE, you want to sprint after those 3, or something else?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You all quickly just start sprinting through the woods with trees providing you cover and concealment, and your movement providing you, of course, some defense as well. You're not an easy target. If you're moving, naturally, you're a mobile target. So, of course, they have to lead their shots. They have to, figure out. And yeah, here comes some arrows flying toward your way. As long as they have a line of fire and they leave their shot proper, which they will try. They're leading a shot, firing at a moving target has a penalty, right? So, yeah. We're going to roll that, of course, with all those penalties. But on that 20, you still hit if there's a line of fire. So, misfire. Misfire. All right, 2 arrows come flying toward you guys as you run through this jungle, and you escape the enemy fire, right? You're somewhere deep in the southern valley. You're moving through the valley still. You don't know if they're still on your tail, but you seem to have escaped them for now, right? From here, does your party want to continue pushing south, looking for the cave, or
Yes.
something else?
Yep, keep pushing.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
We're deep in enemy territory. We're looking for their position. And now, you're looking around this jungle. You can start to smell what smells like pork, right? And burnt rubber or something, right? Something burning, something pork-like. It smells smoky. It smells like a cooking fire. Would you like to make movement toward it, or something else?
Yes.
There's
Yes.
smellable evidence, I suppose, right? A scent. All right, you're advancing toward the position of the scent, the smoke, and the cooking. And now you're coming toward a cave entrance. And the entry is cleared of woods. It's defended by wooden palisade, or wooden stake, and wooden defense, and a moat,
I'll ask
right?
for a torch and lead the way and get a slingshot ready.
Wait.
But yeah, it's a heavily fortified,
Finish.
small cave outpost, right?
Oh,
So
okay,
you're
okay.
spotting this from the
What is
clearing
it-
of some
what is it,
trees.
Ethan? What is it, Ethan?
I should say, wait, let him finish his description.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Your party is 30 feet, or sorry, trees have been cleared out. You're about, when you see this, of course, you're about 30 yards out. So you see basically what appears to be an enemy position. This you didn't see this until you're kind of somewhere southeast of it. It's on the southeast side of a mountain, right? So you're kind of deep in the enemy territory, moving southeast through this valley. And on the southeast side of one of these mountains, directly to your east, right? So it's east of you. You're looking up toward it. There's a cleared out area of trees, But if you move up this clearing up the mountainside, there's a cave probably. It's heavily defended, right? You have a moat, right, around it. You have a wooden palisade or wall, and actually, yeah. So there's the moat, and then after the moat, there's actually like stakes, and then after the stakes, there's the wooden wall. So 3 lines of defense, right? It is a small but heavily fortified position. The cave entrance is maybe 10 feet wide at most. The outpost around it is maybe 30 by 30 at most, right? So a small, heavily fortified wooden outpost, goblin outpost, right, is at the top of this clearing, right? So this is indeed one of the northwestern enemy outposts and cave, right? So the entry, of course, is on the southeast side, closer or facing the direction of their home turf, right? So, what do you think? You guys want to make your way up? It is a hard
Does it look
to push
like
position.
There's any enemies?
Yes, it clearly seems to be occupied. There's smoke rising from behind the walls, right? Whether there's anyone manning
Oh.
it, it's hard to tell.
Oh, okay.
Let's move carefully through it.
So imagine if this
there
was the
a
mountain
grass?
valley that you were moving through, right? You were moving through a mountain valley that went southeast, right? So it curves to the southeast. Your crew was moving, and it's moving, right? You found this entrance, right, is on the south side of one of the mountains, right? So you would have to enter it from the south. That means the entry you would go north into the cave. If that makes sense, right? To have it facing this direction, particularly, or actually no, it's on the southeast side. So it's somewhere like this. So you would go northwest to enter. Yeah, if that makes sense. So you would go through. You see the smoke. You've got a split in the
Is
valley.
it open?
The gates to the fort.
Yeah.
No, they're not open. They're closed. So hard to push position actually. It's 30 by 30 fortification, right? So it's a 5-foot wall, wooden wall, right? It's got stakes outside of it, and it's got a not really a kind of a moat, yeah, like a 5-foot wide moat where the water from the mountainside can trickle down and fill, right? So it's pretty well defended. They had so much time. They defended or blockaded it pretty well. It looks like. Yeah.
Can I take a torch and try to burn the palisade? How wet has it been?
Oh, hold on, we're not even there yet. Hold on.
You're 90 feet from
Get
it.
past the moat.
You would have to make your way up the mountainside first too. So it's yeah, this cave is about 90 feet up, right? These mountains are about, at least the first few mountains out in the valley are about 100 feet tall. So it's near the cave entrance is near the top of the mountain, near the peak, right?
Can we find another cave entrance?
Yeah, you can move on. You can look for another one. This is just
Yeah,
the
I don't think
northwestern.
Yeah, well, how is it looking on time?
Time wise, we are at, let's see. We're at 53 minutes, so we've got about 20 or so minutes left, 25 minutes left, 27 to be exact. We need to find monsters or treasures to hunt. We have a fortification here. We have enemies on our trail, possibly.
Yeah, let's head back. Maybe we can fight those enemies who are possibly on our trail.
Yeah, sounds good. I need to have something.
Okay.
All right, so you all agree to just retreat. You've scattered out the enemy position. It seems too well defended at this time, right? A 5-foot wall, right? A 5-foot tall wall that you will have to jump over or get past. A small wooden gate. Stakes. Stakes are not really an issue. The moat is maybe an issue, right? You would have to somehow jump past or get past it, right? With a wooden plank. Yeah. So a 10-foot wide cave entrance. So, all right. Your party
I think
abandons
for now
this.
we're gonna try and fire pursuers, though. We said. So.
Sure, yeah. All right. So we're headed back then through the valley, and the goal is to find them again, right? So are you willing to go up to where you last saw them?
I suppose.
Maybe
We should be ready.
Yeah.
They're on our trail.
All right. So weapons ready,
Yeah, let's just backtrack.
moving through the
Get
valley.
ready for an ambush, probably.
Yeah.
Get ready for an ambush, probably.
Yeah. So I was thinking.
Look for signs of their position. Yeah, sure. Yep. So you're doing that. You're in the forested valley. You're looking for any signs of those enemies, right? And you're very careful and quiet, right? Moving tree to tree, cover to cover, so you don't get ambushed. And finally, you're near the last place you saw them. You're moving tree to tree, cover to cover. And finally, of course, we've got visual contact, right? Your point man, your point man's looking further up ahead. Doesn't see anything. It's mainly of those who are along the middle, right? So those who are kind of just scanning around. Finally, right, there's a twitch or like a cracking branch, a movement, right? And your characters are behind cover and are moving careful and quiet and are listening and observing their surroundings. And so if anything decides to reveal itself to you, you're going to be ready for it, right? So as you move, set, moving, set, move, right? All that, right? Finally, when you're kind of like near the end of the valley, this happens not ahead of you, but around you, right? Maybe even behind you. Your crew is able to hear the enemy step out from wherever they're hiding and take aim and fire, okay? So to find out if you're actually looking in the right direction, well, you can choose which direction you've been holding security. So the point man has to look ahead. So who's the point man? One volunteers to lead us, right?
I'll be the point man.
All right, Jeff, you're in the front. You've been leading the party forward through the valley. And then Pierre, since you're following along and you're providing security, is there a particular direction you want to watch? Or do you want to split your attention? If you split your attention, you have a less chance to see the right direction, right?
Okay. I'll look east.
Okay, so you have a 100% chance to see if anything is to the east, right? If you're looking east. Jeff and Pierce have chosen VANORA as you're moving with them. Do you want to secure a particular flank? Do you want to do west or south or east as well?
South.
South.
I'll do south.
So back the way you came. Sounds good. And then HOBBOTUNDE, what about you? You want to do
I'll
west?
do west.
Okay. So your party was moving north through the valley, of course, and they waited till you guys were past them, and they are indeed on the flank. So the guy who's looking south, which is VANORA, right? You're kind of walking backwards. Every now and then you'll look ahead to keep up with your crew, but you will just kind of stay behind and observe behind you. And as you're observing behind you, you hear the movement to your direct flank, right? To direct east and west, something steps out from behind trees. At that point, you have to choose if you want to look east or west toward the sound, right? So VANORA, do you want to split your attention east or west when you hear that?
East.
Okay, so you turn east with your weapon, and you see up the mountain valley, someone standing behind the tree, right? Half of their body is revealed, and they're holding a bow and arrow aiming at you, right? So at that point, of course, it's about a fire. You can return fire, right? So you turn to the source of the sound. You have your bow and arrow ready. You're gonna look up and aim and fire. Okay, is that what you want to do, or do you want to do something
Okay.
else, or do you want to take cover, or do you want to yell, or do you want to
No,
return fire?
I wanna fire.
Okay, sounds good. HOBBOTUNDE, you were looking west, right? And when they made the noise, when they decided to, they didn't really make much noise, honestly. It was visual, right? Because they're not trying to be loud. They carefully stepped from behind their trees and tried to not make noise. But what caught them was that you had eyes on their position at the time when they stepped out. So you saw one, you were about to lose him, but in your peripheral, HOBBOTUNDE, to your southwest, because you're looking west as we're moving through the valley, in your peripheral view toward your left, to your southwest, because you're looking west, you can see one of those guys step out from behind a tree with a bow and arrow, about to fire on your crew. At that point, did you want to return fire, take cover, or something else?
I'm gonna throw my spear at him.
Okay, he's about 30 feet southwest of you. Is that fine? It's a 30-foot throw. It's a hard throw.
You said he stepped out, right?
Yeah, he stepped down from behind a tree. He's 15 feet southwest, but because of the elevation, he's 30 feet southwest. Does that make sense? Because the valley is 30 feet wide. The mountain slopes, right, increase the distance, the height difference. So it's a 30-foot throw. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, so roughly 30 feet throw. Yeah, you're going to toss it at him, right? Spear throw. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's your plan. And then back to Pierce. Pierce, you had eyes in the east, right? And same thing, kind of like him, but for the east, right? You see one guy step out with a bow and arrow, another guy with a shield and spear, right? That shield and spear guy is closer to you guys, or to you at least, Pierce. That shield and spear guy is beginning to step it out, right? He's about to just start sliding down the mountainside carefully, right? And charge.
All right.
So do you want to hold your ground and ready yourself for him, or you want to open fire?
Yep. I will hold my ground with my spear and shield and get ready for it.
Okay. Do you want to try to protect any of your crew? Like provide some half cover for anyone, one of your shooters? You can do it for either VANORA or HOBBOTUNDE.
I will take half cover to Colin.
To who?
From the style of Nora, if I'm saying
VANORA?
her
Okay,
name.
yeah. So yeah, you crouch in front of her, giving her cover to her lower half, right? And back to Jeff, you were the point man, right? Your party halts and turns, and you can hear them preparing to respond to the enemy positions, right? You don't really hear the enemy, but they seem to have spotted. The cue is that as you were leading them through the valley, your whole crew halts, right? And like you can hear them like responding, right, quickly. So Jeff, you turn around, of course. You're no longer, unless you want to guard the front, you can turn around and help them out with what they are up against. What's your move, Jeff?
Can I see what Ethan is doing? What Ethan is looking at and trying to fire on them?
Yeah. Okay.
On,
The east. As you look southeast, the only visible one from your angle is the guy with the shield and spear, who's currently making his way down the
yeah,
mountainside.
I'm gonna fire
A stone or an
stone,
arrow.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna start with our shooters, particularly south rank. So VANORA, you're in the far south. You turn to aim and fire at this guy who stepped out, aimed and fired at you. First, you're gonna roll initiative to see if you're faster than him when it comes to shooting. So roll a 6-sider and see if you have initiative. He has a 4. All right, when you're ready, and play by post, do slash rolls base 1d6. Fail. Before you could loose your arrow, he loosed his first. Now we're gonna see if he hits you. All right, unfortunately, that's a 19. Before you could loose your shot, VANORA, the goblin already fired on you. And let's check the damage. That is 2 damage. VANORA, you have a total of 1 hit point. The goblin was not aiming to kill, however. Despite the penalties and bonuses, he still managed to hit. And the damage, of course, is also adjusted. He's a small enemy, right? So he deals 1 damage instead. So you're not actually dying, but he wasn't aiming to kill you anyway. He was aiming to subdue you. So minimum is 1 though, and you're down, and you're not dying because he went for a subdual hit. He shot you in your kneecap, so you've got a busted knee, right? Now you cannot run away, right? So you've got a punctured knee, right? Actually, wait, your legs are covered by the shield, so he chose something else. He shot your arm. That's a visible target. So he shot your arm, your right arm, your shooting arm, the arm that would pull the arrow back, right? So he shot that one. So your right shoulder has been shot, so you have a punctured right shoulder. But you're not dying, you're injured. You're at 0 hit points. Your will to live has dropped to 0 because of how much pain your character is currently experiencing right now, right? Since she has 0 hit points left after that injury, she cannot fight as she normally can, right? She's feeling a lot of pain and stress right now, which is causing her to fight worse at -4 penalty. So she's not dying, but she's badly injured, and mainly because of her arm. Her shooting arm has been hit, right? The arm that would draw an arrow back has been busted, right? The arrow went into that arm, that shoulder, right? So there's a lot of pain there for your character. and you were not able to fire your own shot because of that, right? Your arrow fell to the ground because your arm got blasted, right? So you're maybe grabbing on it, trying to slow the bleeding. For the character JEFT, you turn toward the west. You got your shooter to the west. He's looking and firing at you as well. Roll initiative to see if you can fire at him first. 1d6 when you're ready. The situation has become from somewhat bad to worse, right? 5 against a 4, you won. Roll a d20 to see if you can hit your target. Your target is half covered behind a tree. He's a hard to hit target, but if you roll high enough, it won't matter. Misfire. All right.
I'm gonna use choice roll.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. The choice roll can be exchanged for 2 rerolls. So if you don't want to use a choice roll, you can use a reroll. But a choice roll basically means that you get 2 additional rolls.
Never mind. I'll exchange it for 2 rerolls.
Okay. So in that case, you're using a reroll and you have 1 reroll left over, right? Because a choice roll can break down into 2 rerolls. So in that case, it's just 1 extra roll, right? So wait, why are you rolling, by the way?
Huh?
You said him.
Oh, was it Jeff? Okay.
Yeah, Jeff is shooting.
Did I not say HOBBOTUNDE? I'm sorry. Yeah, HOBBOTUNDE roll 2.
Oh,
Yeah, they're both shooting.
hey, I rolled to hit, right?
Yeah, roll a d20 to hit and roll initiative as well. All right, my bad.
Okay.
All right, so Jeff is actually firing against the eastern one. His initiative is really good. He's firing at the guy with the shield. So Jeff, you won't really have to worry about getting shot at because you're shooting the shield guy. But you roll to see if you can hit the shield guy, and the shield guy has a high armor class because he has a shield. Shields are super effective against missiles. So despite your reroll, Jeff, that's still actually a miss. A 12 is a miss against a shield goblin. So, you pray with a bit of luck, it's still not enough, right? The arrow hits the shield as expected, right? As for
I still
HOBBOTUNDE,
have a reroll, right? If I need to use it.
yep, you still have a reroll because you broke you broke your choice roll down to 2 rerolls.
I'm gonna wait it though. I'm gonna wait it out.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So HOBBOTUNDE, your initiative was really good. This shooter was actually meant for you. This 4 and the 19 is meant for you, not for JEFT. So you won the initiative, which is good, but the attack roll is a miss. That's a 10. So you get the first shot off, but you're gonna miss your target. Your target is gonna hit.
Okay.
The damage is 1 to 6. You receive 6 damage. So HOBBOTUNDE, you're out here in the open. You take 5 because he's small. You can't pull back too far. And yeah, that is it. HOBBOTUNDE, you see him, he sees you, you fire, you miss, he fires, he hits. You
said
you
that
got.
was meant for him. Does he not have the damage anymore?
What do you mean?
You said the 19 and the 6 was meant for HOBBOTUNDE, not, and you rolled that against Star.
No, that was supposed to be for you, but I mixed up the names, so it went for
Okay.
HOBBOTUNDE. Yeah, it was the
Okay.
Western shooter. The Eastern shooter already shot Star in the shoulder. The Western shooter shot. It was supposed to shoot HOBBOTUNDE, and it did. And I rolled its initiative and attack roll first, and then when it came to the damage, the 6 minus 1, so 5. So HOBBOTUNDE is hit for 5 damage as you take the risk of turning to see your target, firing at him from perhaps some cover, maybe peeking from behind a tree. You're still hit anyway, and you're killed. Sorry for your loss. You're out in the Goblin Valley. You're on the offensive, and you got shot in ambush, surrounded, and fired on and killed. So we've lost HOBBOTUNDE. Tulia, sorry for your loss. Thanks for playing. Until next time, brother. Alright. And then as he is shot dead by a goblin arrow. Actually, the goblin did not aim to kill, actually. Because they think that they're going to win anyway. So they're actually aiming to subdue. The guy did 5 divided by 2. So that would be a d3 instead, technically. So it'd be a d3. So if I rolled a 5 on a d3, that'd be a 3 and a -1, so that's 2. So you're actually at 1 hit point, HOBBOTUNDE. He did not outright kill you yet. You're still in the fight. because they're not aiming to kill you. You're more valuable alive than dead. So. Alright, so he chose to shoot you in a limb, right? He shot into your leg. So you've got an arrow in your thigh right now, or your calf, right? Somewhere in there, your upper leg. And you're wounded. You're at 1 hit point left, right? You probably can see where this is headed. So let's fight to the death or run away.
Yeah, he's deafened right now. I'm pretty sure he thinks he's dead.
Okay, someone ping him and tell him. Let's see if that's
I
fine.
did ping him, so hopefully he sees that.
Alright. Yeah, so that is giving him a fighting chance then. The goblins are being merciful and are not choosing to kill outright because they have a worse plan in mind. Let's see. Alright, so as these two are shot and wounded pretty bad, then of course we've got our melee forces.
Yep.
And also Hobbotunde is he is no longer armed with a spear. That's right. He threw it, so he's out of a weapon now too. Spear has been thrown. I'm just gonna mark this down on my notebook, just in case. Hobbotunde, spear, northwest, Gob Valley. Alright, just in case we want to go get it. But yeah, he threw a spear at the goblin and lost it and then got shot. Alright, the melee goblins, confident that they'll win, made their way down the valley to kill or capture. Seems like capture. Just defeat and capture, or subdue and capture our party, right? So on the way down, I think we had one more shooter, which was our point man, which was JEFT, who fired at the southeastern shield goblin and missed earlier. So that goblin closed in to destroy our forces. He will close in with Pierce, right? So Pierce, you're facing him. He charges at you. You intercept him. Roll your. Yep, you have a spear, and he has a spear too, right? He has a spear and a goblin heavy shield, which is a normal shield to us, right? So he's well equipped goblin, spearman, right? Maybe enough of gear to be valued at 10 coppers, twice the standard goblin rookie budget, right?
Yeah.
So he charges your position. He's decently equipped. He will attack you with his spear, and he will attack with yours. Equal-sized weapons. Roll initiative. Naturally, you use your spear better than he does because you're big. Alright, but he still was faster, and it gets first thrust into you.
Yeah.
And will stab at you.
Doesn't matter. I already rolled pretty low.
It's a 2. Not a net 20, it's a 2.
Damn.
So that's a miss. So the camera's angled weird, so I can fix it. Alright,
Yeah.
that's a miss. So he thrusts it at you, you block, and then you counterattack. Roll your attack. 1d20.
Yeah, and I rolled a 2. I missed.
Darn. Alright, yep, you both miss each other. Right. Let's see. And then as that happened, the Western Spear Goblin did the same, right? Spear Shield Goblins. Spearman Goblins, they charged down the valley. This guy went for the closest character, which would be toward the south. And he went for behind. He went into the backside of, who is it, VANORA? VANORA, you just got shot pretty bad in the shoulder. You're subdued. And he will finish you off, not kill you, but make sure that you can't fight back anymore. And he came in from behind. You're already wounded, and you're not really able to defend yourself as you are badly injured, right? You're not dying, but you are wounded bad. He came in from behind you, has a very high chance to hit you. He goes in for the back of your knee. Alright, with all bonuses and penalties applied, that's a hit. More than enough damage to subdue you fully. To ensure that you don't fight back fully, right? He went in for, and he's not trying to kill you, he's trying to subdue you. Yeah, he did do what he said he would. He speared down into your leg, cut through your kneecap from the backside, ripped it out, and your leg nearly split off. He nearly severed your leg, right? So there's a big hole from behind your kneecap. He's punctured your kneecap. You'll probably never be able to walk the same again, right? So better than dying, but, or maybe not. Let's see. So yeah, punctured knee. So things are not going well at all, right? So she's down. She can't run. She can't fight, right? She can still talk. But yeah, that first round of combat looked really rough for your team, right? We already have 2 casualties, kind of, or 2 wounded. All right, back to the top with initiative. VANORA, you're first. VANORA, as you fall to the ground with a bloody knee and bloody shoulder, what is your next move? Do you want to surrender or something else?
Can I try convince like what are the little thingies
They're
that's fighting
goblins.
me?
Yeah, the goblins.
The goblins, yeah. Can I try like talk to them?
What do you want to say to them?
Like I surrender and call it truce.
Okay, yep. You will say that to them this round. As you do that, HOBBOTUNDE at the rear as well, near VANORA and Pierce, who rush to the rear to protect her. HOBBOTUNDE, are you still with us, Nicole?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I don't know if you were updated and briefed, but the goblins chose not to kill you. They chose to subdue you. So you're actually not even subdued yet. You're wounded lightly, or wounded actually heavily, but no major injuries yet. You have an arrow in your leg. That's about it. And a goblin just took down VANORA. He's really close to you. You want to fire at him this round? Or you already threw your spear. You want to just tackle him or melee him?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, sure. You'll just charge and tackle him down. Try to grapple him.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. What about Pierce? Pierce, you're kind of in a melee with the other goblin spearmen. You want to just continue?
Yeah, I continue melee. Yeah.
And then JEFT, we're in close combat now, so if you fire into the melee, you could hit your comrades, right? Do you want to join the melee or something
Yeah, I'm
else?
gonna get out my dagger
Okay.
and charge one of the guys that he's in engaged with.
Okay, you want to go and help with you want to attack the east or the west one? You want to help Pierce or you want to help HOBBOTUNDE?
Actually, I'll help HOBBOTUNDE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
charge
wounded.
him with my dagger.
All right, we're gonna start with Pierce
Not
this time.
HOBBOTUNDE, help him. Help him.
We're gonna start with Pierce this time.
Initiative?
So, yep, initiative. You and him, a spear duel, right? Shield and spearman duel. So he got 5 this time. He missed. Roll your d20.
Or
You block
what?
again. Roll a d20 to hit. The goblin missed.
Oh, okay.
Roll the hit, yeah. You both keep missing, right? You both keep blocking each other's attacks, right? So just you're peeking over your shield, you stab, he blocks, he stabs, you block, right? It's just a stalemate right now as they spear at each other, right? So they trade attacks, you know, they poke each other's shields. And then for the Western group, VANORA, you're requesting to surrender, but surrender doesn't work if your party keeps fighting, right? You at least personally surrender. You surrender and call a truce. But the goblin still has hostiles on him, so he's not going to really react to you right now because he's on combat still. He sees that the other 2 are moving in to fight him. HOBBOTUNDE's first. HOBBOTUNDE's moving to grapple at him. He has no weapons to really block or attack with, so he will stab at HOBBOTUNDE. And HOBBOTUNDE, your defense is low right now because you have nothing to block with. You only can just kind of parry and block with your arms. So as you step toward him, he will attack you with his spear. Before you can close in, you are able to dodge it. You go past his spear thrust, you get close with him, roll to hit, 1d20 to make physical contact with his unarmored armor class. Hit. All right, now you're going to grapple him down. So you're going to roll a suicider to exert force over him, right? All right, so you exert your normal amount of force, which is just enough to basically have physical control over him now because you have more weight than he does. You outclass him in weight. So you apply your own body weight against him, and you're able to just kind of topple him down. And if he doesn't choose to resist you, you're just gonna be able to start doing other things to him as you hold him down, right? If you pass that roll, you could have done more. You could have crushed him under your weight, right? So more than just he's able to he's still able to resist you, but he's not actively resisting. He's passively resisting, right? And the next round he might actively resist. But if you actively and are aggressive about it too, you can do more than just hold him down. You can start to crush him, right? Or choke him out or kill him, right? So now you have him down on the ground. You're holding him down, right? Your buddy Jeff comes into play here, and grappling. This is when grappling becomes really good, right? As you hold him down, Jeff can just stab him in the throat, right? So Jeff, you come around the corner with your dagger as he holds the goblin down who's started to struggle and break free. You can just help hold it down and ram your dagger through his face, right? You want to do that? Ice pick his face. Okay, he's dead.
Yep.
Yeah, so that guy dies. And now it's just the other one. He's going to make a... Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you guys. We're still under fire. Yeah, so here comes the enemy archers firing on our position, right? I almost forgot. But no, they were firing still. And I think I might have skipped a round. So, no, I don't think I skipped around yet. Let me double check. No, I didn't. Okay, so here comes the enemy archers. It's still the second round or yeah, something like that. So as you guys were all doing this and stabbing his buddy dead, maybe they didn't fire yet because you guys were in melee. One arrow came for HOBBOTUNDE, one arrow is coming for JEFT, right? So here comes, we'll start with HOBBOTUNDE. As you're busy grappling this guy, when you're grappling, you are not dodging or blocking. You're easy to hit. With all bonuses and penalties applied, a 5 is still technically a hit because with all bonuses applied, it's still a hit against HOBBOTUNDE, right? I'm going to double check your armor class real quick to see if you have any other bonuses. You don't. All right,
Wait.
so
Also, you gotta remember, it's daylight at the time. They have penalties because of tree, and they have what?
yeah, the lighting down here in the woods is dim, so that's good for them. They can see normally. And then, of course, the trees in the way. Well, they're only 15 feet up the valley or the mountainside. So there are a few trees, maybe about a couple trees, but they're looking for a line of fire, right? And being that they are only about 15 feet away, east to west, 30 feet north to south, is just height difference. There are maybe 2 trees between them and you, so it's -2 penalty. So this 5 here, he would first, of course, firing into HOBBOTUNDE, receive a rear shot, right? So it's a +4. He will receive a +4 because HOBBOTUNDE is not blocking or defending or dodging because he's in a grapple, so that's a +8 already. He's a large target compared to him, so that's a +9 total, right? Penalties applied. Penalties, the goblin is inept at fighting, so we're at an 8 now. And then, of course, there's a -2 tree penalty, so we're at a 6 bonus. And then, of course, HOBBOTUNDE's armor class, we're at a 10 maybe. Oh, yeah, we have the higher ground, so we're at an 11. And then, let's see. Yeah, with an 11, other penalties that might exist. No other penalties or bonuses, so it hits like on the dot. So a 5 is still a hit against HOBBOTUNDE. Right, it's not low enough. All right, damage-wise, it's 1 to 6.
Almost.
1 damage. HOBBOTUNDE, you're not dead, you're dying, and he's not even a kill anyway. So, this time, as you're trying to grapple, or you did grapple, as you grappled his buddy down so that your friend can kill him, this time he shoots you and tries to subdue you, and this time he shot you in the, he doesn't want to kill you, so, yeah, he will shoot you in the, see, as you hold him down, he shoots your, right collarbone area, right shoulder. So now that right arm is disabled. If you move it, you're in intense pain. So you shot your right shoulder. Your right shoulder's out now. So punctured right shoulder. You're not dying. You're not dead. You're just wounded bad. You're at 0 of 3 hit points. You're in a lot of pain right now. So, yep, that pain is excruciating in your shoulder, making it hard to fight, making it hard to continue, right? Mainly hard to fight, but you're totally fine otherwise. And then, of course, next up is the other archer firing at our JEFT. 16 to hit. That's a hit with all bonuses and penalties applied. JEFT is hit from the flank. Arrow coming toward him. 5 damage to our JEFT. JEFT had 3 hit points. He's not aiming to kill. He's aiming to subdue JEFT. He shot JEFT in the side of his leg through his kneecap. JEFT, you might not be able to run or walk again normally, right? So you've got a punctured knee.
Right. Subdue does half, right?
Yeah, so this would become a
And
D3.
for -1, then
Okay, so, all right, yeah, you're right. Good call. Yeah, so short bow in that case would be a D3 instead of a D6. This would be considered a 3 -1, so it's 2. So JEFT, you're actually at 1 hit point. No punctured knee quite yet, but you've got a punctured leg. So somewhere in your leg that's more meaty, that is not as permanent of damage, it's hit, right? So in the meaty calf of your body, or either your calf or your thigh is hit. Whatever he chose to shoot at. So didn't quite get your knee. Good call, Ethan. Alright. You're at 1 hit point left, you're heavily wounded. But they might switch to killing you guys soon if you guys continue to show hostility like this. So they're giving you guys a chance to live, right? And to live through this and to be captured instead. Right? But it seems like you guys
Never
want to fight to
surrender
the
to
death.
goblins.
Nope, never.
Alright.
Delete you.
I mean, she's surrendering already, right? She already kind of gave up. So as you guys fight to the bitter end, right? Not giving these goblins any sign of fear or cowardice, right? You are brave to the end, even though you might lose. You have 1 enemy killed. Your morale is still up, it seems, but I think we're about to hit the end of game time. Actually, we are past it. Checking the goblin morale after one of them suffered a casualty. I think that's still a pass, actually. So they'll keep fighting. Alright. So moving on. Start of the initiative again. This time it's yeah, so VANORA, you were ignored. As you like yell at them to surrender and call a truce, they just all kept on fighting, but they ignored you at least. So as you surrendered, they just let you be, right? You wanna crawl away or something else? You can only crawl.
Can I crawl away?
Okay.
I'll crawl away.
Okay, you wanna crawl out of here? Or you wanna which direction you wanna
Yeah.
crawl? North? Back to the village? To safety?
Yeah, back to the village.
The
Yep.
ruins. Yeah, okay. Yep, so VANORA starts to crawl out of the battlefield. And as she does that, Pierce, do you want to continue your duel with the other spear goblin or something else?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then JEFT, after helping HOBBOTUNDE to kill that goblin, you were heavily wounded. You're at 1 hit point. You have an archer to the west. You have 2 goblins to the east. 1 archer, 1 shield, spear guy, right? What's your next move, Jeff?
I'm gonna charge the archer.
The western archer. All right. You rush his hillside, right? You charge him. And then HOBBOTUNDE, you've got a punctured right shoulder. You can still walk. You can still run. You're at 0 hit points. You can still use your left hand if you want. You could just be a meat bag. What do you want to do, HOBBOTUNDE, as Jeff runs up that hill?
I want to charge at a goblin.
That's the western one, the archer?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, you charge him. Do you want to be in front of Jeff and provide him cover?
Yeah.
As he rushes him? Okay. So you're just kind of using yourself as a meat shield on the way up the hill as the goblin fires on you guys. Because you only can fire 1 shot per round. And so you're the meat bag to soak up the hit. So Jeff can close and destroy. Since you're already on death's door. So is that right? Is that right with you, Jeff? Do you want him to be your meat bag and lead the way? Or do you want to be the
No,
one?
you're not being my meat bag. Go for another goblin. I got this. I got rerolls.
Okay, so Jeff, like, he sees you trying to go up ahead, he grabs you and pulls you away. He tells you to get out of there, right? To go for someone else. And he charges alone. Do you still want to go with him, HOBBOTUNDE, or something else?
Is there any other goblins in
There is. There's a goblin who's occupied in a duel with Pierce, but there's also a goblin archer to the east.
Yeah, I'll go for that one.
The
Can you
eastern
grab
one?
the spear on the way.
Yeah, he could. He could grab the spear on the ground at your guys' feet.
Yeah, the goblin's one, right?
Yeah, the goblin spear, right? The one you just killed. You grab his spear, or you want to grab his shield?
I'd rather do the.
Because you could block with and you can still kill with the
Yeah.
shield. And a spear
Yeah,
you
the
can't
shield
block with
works.
it. Okay, you want to pick up the shield and charge that archer?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. So you just grab the shield, charge the eastern archer. All right, and then back to Pierce. Roll a d6 for
Yep,
your duel
really.
initiative. Yep. And a d20 as well. Goblin here got a 3 and a 2 to hit. He fails again. You got a 1. Failed initiative, and then let's see your 2 hit. You guys are just like back and forth, poking each other's spear. Yep. Shield and spear pokes, that's all you guys get.
What is this?
So you guys are just kind of love tapping each other's shield, right? The goblin screeches, pokes your shield, you are doing the same. You yell, you're like confused, you try to hit him, he
Intense
just
fight here.
hides behind his shield. Right. Bear in mind, to this goblin, a normal shield is a heavy, so he's actually well protected behind his shield. Probably more so than you are protected by yours. And he's small. So alright. Anyway.
Yeah, but you also we're both failing horribly.
Yeah, you're both
Each
just
other's
sucking at your rolls. Back to the eastern push. We have the goblin archer to the east firing on HOBBOTUNDE. HOBBOTUNDE, as you reach and pick up the spear, and before you can even pick up the spear, he's gonna try to shoot you. So I need you to roll initiative to see if you can grab the spear before you make your charge and not get shot at the same time. So roll
He
initiative.
said he picked up the shield.
Oh, this shield, yeah. Roll initiative either way. You gotta see if you can pick it up before he shoots you, because he's not gonna just stand there and watch you pick up something that might protect you on the way up to him, right? He's gonna try to shoot you before that, right?
Yeah.
So roll a 6-sider, see if you can grab it first. You got a 1.
Yeah, I got it.
You got a 2, and you have a +1 bonus, right? So it's simultaneous. So as you pick up the shield, he's firing his bow, and now your shield can still protect you, because he loses the arrow as you pick it up, and then you can block as the arrow makes contact with you. All right, here comes his shot. That's a miss. As he misses that shot and starts to load and aim again, you rush his position with your shield. Okay, you sprint toward him, you crash into him before you can load and aim, right? And you get close and personal. You want to just shield grapple him down, right? Just push into him.
Yeah.
All right, roll a d20 to hit him, to make physical contact with him so he can't dodge you. All right, you have a high chance to hit. Hit, all right. And now you're pushing into him. Now you're going to roll a 6-sider to see if you can crush him under your weight rather than just hold him down.
All right.
Fail. The goblin also doesn't roll. He's not resisting because he fired this round. Or actually, he could resist technically, now that you're this close. So, he's not going to stand there and not resist. So, yeah, anyway, you're pushing into him. He tries to push back, and you're just crushing him still, but you're not able to kill him quite yet. He's squirming under that shield, right? He's wriggling. He's trying to breathe, right? He's like yelling for you to stop, maybe, right? Let me check his morale. He passes morale, so he's still able to fight back, right? He's like squirming. He's trying to push you off. He's trying to keep fighting, right? He's fighting to the bitter end. He's not going to let this slide. So as that's going on, we're going to go back to VANORA. You're just crawling out of here, right? You're trying to get out of here. Your character is pretty badly wounded. You know, you got a fucked up knee and a fucked up shoulder, but your left hand still works and your right leg still works. And you're crawling around. You can see that Pierce is in the middle of a duel. Do you want to intervene in that duel? Maybe? Let's see. You can't use your bow, but you still have 1 extra arrow left. Or you didn't even get to fire your arrows, really. You have 2 arrows. So you can come in from behind and stab the goblin's foot with your arrow as they're fighting. Or you can try.
Yeah, I can do that.
But if you do that, you're risking getting killed. You're risking getting your head stomped on. Is that fine? Do you want to be brave?
Actually, no.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna go.
Just keep crawling away. Just keep swimming.
Crawling.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You just kind of ignore the whole battle and just crawl away. Let's see. All right. Back to what is it? HOBBOTUNDE, right? No, not HOBBOTUNDE. JEFT. JEFT. You pushed up that western hill on your own, and the enemy fires on your position, of course. Let's see if he hits you. With bonuses and penalties included, as you make movement toward him, that looks like a hit. I'm trying to look for a way that it won't be a hit, but I think that's a hit. Yep, that's a hit. All right, so our JEFT is hit on the way up the hill because he has no shield, no other way to
Can I
block.
reroll his thing, or is it only count for my rolls?
Yes, you can reroll his. That's fine.
I'll reroll his.
All right. He's gonna roll again. A 7, miss. All right. You pray, you squint your eyes, you know, with a bit of luck on your side, right? Like the Behalit. Fate is on your side, I suppose, right? And you saw what was about to happen, and yeah, I missed. So, your ancestors are looking over you, Jeff. They're watching over you, and you did not get shot as you were supposed to get shot. You passed the arrow, whizzes past you, right? And you push forward and you close into stride, right? You run up toward him with your dagger, and as you get close to him, he drops his bow and arrow. He grabs at one of his arrows, actually, just gets ready for a melee with you. He has an arrow in his hand. He's ready to stick you with it. Roll initiative against him. Roll a 6-sider. It's you versus his arrow.
He shot
already.
already.
Yeah, he shot. Yeah, so as he shot, you charged in. He's not going to be able to attack. Yeah, you're right. He's not going to be able to attack, so just roll the hit. So as he fired, you moved up into him and you stabbed at him.
Can I trade in one of my other rolls for 3 rerolls, or?
Your last roll, which is called the fudge roll, which could choose the number of the die, that is worth 4 rerolls, right? Or 2.
I'll do that.
Okay, so to of course mark this on your record. Well, you're gonna use a reroll right now. You should use it after you roll because you haven't rolled yet, right? So,
I did roll.
oh, you did? Okay. All right, yeah, go ahead and roll again. All right, you have a
Yes.
reroll and a choice roll left over because the choice roll is worth 2 rerolls. So,
Yeah.
all right, that's a hit. And with all the luck on your side, you know, praying to your ancestors, you, for everything, right? You ask them to give you strength in this horrible time, and you finally get a hit. And roll the damage. It's a D4 with your dagger. 2, you get a +1 because you're bigger than this guy, so that's 3. And let's check your strength out if you get a strength bonus.
I got an 8, so it's
Okay, it's a
actually
-1, so
not
2 damage. Let's check out his hit points. This guy has 1d8 -1. He has 7. This is a big guy, actually, a big goblin archer. So you wounded him, right? He's a big goblin archer behind the tree, firing, right? As you closed in, he dropped his bow, grabbed at an arrow. Before you could go in for an attack, you already closed in and stabbed at him. You got a hit. You shanked him for 3 damage. Excuse me, 2 damage. He's lightly wounded. This guy's maybe the boss. He's a big ass goblin. Let's see. All right, so this guy's been lightly wounded for only 2, and he had 7 total, so it's 5 of 7 left. All right. Let's see. To wrap this up, I'm gonna check out his morale real quick after being lightly wounded. He's feeling pretty confident about the fight overall. I mean, I think they all are. It's kind of an even battle right now.
Yeah, it's kind of turned us around somehow.
Yeah, so spear guys, do you want to keep on with the duel, Pierce?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Hobbitunda, do you want to keep on with crushing that goblin under your shield? Okay. And then Jeff, do you want to keep stabbing at your goblin?
Yep.
And then VANORA, you want to keep crawling away?
Yep.
Very well. This is what's gonna happen. Ethan, D6, D20. Jeff, D6, D20. Hobbitunda, D6, D20. Or actually, Hobbitunda, just the D6. 2d6 actually. Yeah, roll another one too. First one's your initiative, second one's your forced doors. Alright. So we're gonna start with Ethan's rolls. Ethan, you've got yourself a 5 for initiative, a 7 to hit. Your enemy got a 3 for initiative and a 16 to hit. Finally, there's a hit between the two of you. He's able to get past your shield, stab into an opening, maybe waited a little longer for you to peek, and then at that point you stabbed, and let's check out the damage. Well, the damage is 3 minus 1, so that's a 2 damage total. Alright, and let's check out
Finally
your
trying to
hit
kill me.
points. You are wounded, but let's see if he's going in for a kill. He's at this point, he is going in for a to subdue. He's trying to go for your knee, your legs, and
So
yeah, he went for your leg and lightly wounded you for 1 damage instead. So he didn't try to kill you. You're down to 1 hit point, and he gives you a warning as he does that, right? Let me check if he speaks your language, because as he subdues you, he's subduing you and giving you an option to not get killed, because he's threatening you. He thinks that he can kill you. He says, "I could have killed you, but I chose not to. And if you don't want to die in my next attack, it's time for you to surrender," basically, right? But you don't understand what he's saying, right? He's like just screaming at you, right? He's like pounding his shield, like
Even
telling
if
you.
I don't give it to him.
All right, and despite him giving you a chance to live, because he could have easily taken you down, but he chose not to, right? You want to keep fighting anyway,
yes,
despite that. Okay, despite
I
his
have a different idea
mercy.
now because clearly my spearing is not working out.
All right, back to Hobbitunda. I'm checking out your initiative. It's a 1. Let's check out his. It's a 3. So if that before you could crush him under your shield, he's able to take the next move faster. He's under all your weight while you're holding him down like this. He decides in this closed grapple to stick you with an arrow. So while that's going on, he's pulling an arrow from it, or that he already had in his hand, and he's trying to shiv you in close combat with it. So naturally, in a grapple, you can almost get auto hit. It's a very high chance. You still, in the midst of the grapple, have a chance to kind of block or prevent him from stabbing you in the midst of the grapple, right? Like hold his arm down. So I'm going to roll. He's going to have to first, because he's being held down by you. So all that does is keeps him from moving, like walking away, but he can still move his arms around as you hold him down. So until you fully grapple him, right? You've got your shield pressed over him. While you got that, he's kind of You got his arrow, and he's trying to shiv you in close combat. So he's gonna roll a hit. He's a high chance to hit, but there's still a chance to miss. He rolled really low, fortunately, and managed to miss. You hold him down. He's wriggling. He tries to get his arrow shivved into whatever he can get, but fortunately, you're just holding him down too hard, and you feel him doing that. You kind of put some weight on that arm, and he's kind of forced to not stab you that moment, right? But then that releases the other side for him to do something, right? And then here comes your exertion of force. Roll a 6-sider to see if you can exert more force than you're currently doing. Otherwise, you just maintain, right? You just continue to hold him down. So that 6-sider, which you already rolled actually, sorry, it's a 5, right? That's a fail. So you're just managing to, well, unless you resist, which while he's kind of grabbing his arrow and stabbing at you, he's not really resisting anymore. He's not pushing you off. So you actually are able to push down without any resistance, really, right? So he's still under your weight. So as he's under all your weight and not really resisting you, technically, so you have him held down, your goal was to just start crushing him. So you're starting to deal damage, crushing damage. It's not an automatic kill, but it is pretty much an automatic hit, and he's just taking subdual, not subdual, but what is subdual technically? It's just blunt force trauma. You're just applying your weight. You're doing unarmed strikes, auto hits, right? So that's 1 damage at least, and then of course adding your strength to it too. So minimum 1 damage. HOBBOTUNDE, you have a strong strength, I think. Oh no, it's 10, right? Okay, so 10 strength, so just 1 damage. He takes 1 damage so far, and you are bigger, so he takes 2. So I'm gonna roll his hit points. He has a D8 minus 1. This guy only has a total of 4. He took 2 damages now, and he's moderately wounded. Right? He's being crushed under your weight. Next round, if you continue to do this, he will pass out, right? He will no longer be able to fight properly. Okay. Western group. JEFT and his gob. That goblin did not give up. He took out an arrow. He's stabbing at JEFT. JEFT is stabbing at him. JEFT, roll initiative as you guys are in close combat. Oh, you already did.
6.
My bad, I forgot it. You got a 6, and your attack roll is 18. That's a hit. The goblin got a 6, and his attack roll is 14. That's also a hit, I think. So you're hitting each other at the same time. Reroll? Okay. That is still a 14, unfortunately. Let's see. So you're still going to get hit. You are at 1 hit point, but an arrow stab only deals 1 damage. So as he shanks you with the arrow, it just deals 1 damage pretty much as he runs it through you, or whatever he can get. So he has -1, so it's minimum 1 damage. So yeah, you got 2 damage into him. He's a big gob, right? He managed to shank you with the arrow, the tip of the arrowhead, just drive it into some body part of yours, into your shoulder, something like that, or your side. So he's jamming an arrow in your side, and you're jamming your dagger in him too. You did a total of 2 + 1 because you're bigger, -1 because you're weaker. So 2 damage total. He's not dead yet. But he's getting wounded now. Right? He's moderately wounded at this point, halfway. So you get another good hit in him. He gets a good hit in you, and he did 1. And Jeff, unfortunately, only had 1 hit point left. So that stab in your side subdued you. Right? You drop down. You're in a lot of pain. Right? Because that's you're at 0, and that subdual went into your side, puncturing cutting into your ribs, and there's this intense pain there. Any deeper, he could have punctured your lung or something, right? An organ.
Yeah.
So at this point, if you do continue to fight, which you can choose to keep fighting because you're not dead yet, you're just wounded. You will fight at a penalty.
Continue to fight.
Despite this, you continue to fight, right? So you're not giving up. You're showing no signs of surrender. So they might not be as merciful moving forward. All right, so yeah. Let's see. Punctured side. Unfortunate. Punctured side on the torso. Right. Okay. We're gonna move on back to VANORA. You got pretty far out now. You're a safe distance crawling, and you should be able to escape this encounter now. You're just crawling all the way back to the village. Unless you want to change your action, VANORA. Otherwise, you're kind of good to go. You're just gonna get back home. Might be the only survivor.
Yeah, I'll just
Keep crawling.
continue.
All right.
Yeah, keep crawling.
let me know if you want to change things up. But for now, you're just gonna keep crawling until we're done playing. And
Okay.
we are kind of past the end of game time, guys. So to wrap it up here, I'm seeing that both sides are kind of at a stalemate, right? It's kind of a equal battle. So because it's an equal battle, to wrap this up quicker, to sum up the battle, if you guys back out of the fight, they will back out of the fight. Do we have a
Okay.
deal?
All right, that sounds good with me. But
So if you step off, you know, they'll step off. They have wounded, you have wounded, right? If you guys kind of like step back, they will step back and they'll let you go and you will let you go. They'll take their dead, you'll take your dead, and or you're wounded, right?
All right.
Is that a deal?
that would work. Too.
So you guys back up, you
Yes,
like you show that you don't want to fight anymore, they show they don't want to fight.
On the way, if I can.
So today was kind of Yep, so some of you can't walk properly. Let's see. Yeah, HOBBOTUNDE, you can still walk, you're fine. You're just badly wounded. Same with you, JEFT, you got a fucked up side, torso. Pierce, you're totally fine. And you guys will help carry VANORA back. And of their crew, they'll do the same for their wounded. So the battle, kind of realizing it's kind of a struggle on both sides. Both sides agree to just stop fighting, right? And you guys go home, and they go home, and you guys carry off your wounded, and they carry off theirs, right? Or they're dead and wounded. And you guys retrieve your gear, and they retrieve theirs. So it's kind of just a, yeah. I mean, I think we killed one of them, right?
Impressed me.
You guys killed, you killed
Yeah, one goblin died.
one goblin, the one spear goblin, and they offered you VANORA's loot as you offered them their loot. So you know you're able to pick up HOBBOTUNDE's spear, and they pick up their spear and shield from HOBBOTUNDE. You know, HOBBOTUNDE, you let off the pressure on the guy that you were about to kill because they were about to kill some of your guys, right? So you guys all back down, it sounds like. And yeah, you guys do a gear exchange, right, with the gobs, right? It was an equal battle. You guys just show, right, respect in the fight. And this time, at least this time, you guys will just back down and they'll back down equally. So both sides suffered heavy losses. They suffered more, I think, because they actually have a casualty, right? Like one actual dead.
They have two dead goblins. We stabbed one with a. Actually, no, it's just one.
It's just the one, yeah, the one shield spear guy, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so and then we have multiple wounded and one severely wounded, which is VANORA. She's got a fucked up knee and fucked up shoulder, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the wrap. For post game activities, before we go into that, let's get you rewarded. Technically, we did not get any loot, and we actually only got some XP because we did get a kill. We did not defeat any of the other three. We just kind of wounded them. They kind of wounded you. Don't get XP for that, right? You have to defeat or kill. So kill is the only guarantee of high amounts of XP. So yeah, for the one goblin you guys did kill, it was 5 XP. And between the 4 of you, we can divvy it out one each, and the one who actually got the kill, which was I think Jeff, can get 2. Is that fair?
That's fair to me.
Okay. So VANORA, you're at 9 points. I think you're the most experienced crew member of these 4, technically. And then Jeff, you have 2. HOBBOTUNDE, you've got 1. Pierce, you've got 1. And then money wise, no money was gained, unfortunately. You guys did not get to claim your bounty, of course. They did not get to claim VANORA, right? The one that they wounded badly. Right. So yeah, you get out of there with 1 XP with your lives, with VANORA. Back in town, for those who are heavily wounded, your wounds, medical expenses will be required. You will not get medical treatment immediately. You will just kind of be taking care of your wounds the best you can, rinsing them out, right? But until you have enough money to afford yourself and a place to even buy medical supplies, because at the ruins, there's no one to buy supplies from anymore. The village has been lost, right? So, and you're in the ruins of a village, not an actual village. The only place you might be able to go.
The pouch and filling in the pouch will that sell back if I can help treat myself?
We have no one to sell things to. There's no market anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys have to well, you could technically go back to JENKSTON, but it's under siege. You'll sneak in, right? There's a risk of getting caught or intercepted, but it's under siege. Yeah, the entire village of JENKSTON was set on fire, right? The only thing remaining is the fort, right? So, the walls of the manor, right? Its towers, its house. So the manor is all that's left, all that's standing. the small fortification of the Lord of Jenkston, right? So that's all that's left. Its running village has been burned and pillaged. The people have been killed, captured, or routed, right? You are among those who routed, who survived and escaped and fled to the ruins in the southwest. And now you take refuge here among other refugees with little to no supplies. So logistics are getting rough here. From this position, you guys will probably have to abandon Jenkston completely and move on to new lands, right? Starting tomorrow, you guys might have to seek refuge in Gamor if they're welcoming you, right? They might subjugate you because you're from Jenkston, a territory that they are against. They might tax you hard, right? They might subjugate you, in fact, or even enslave you if you get unlucky, right?
Yeah.
So
Hey guys, next game. Do you guys want to go to a different land?
Yeah. sounds
different
good.
doesn't mean better, by the way.
Yeah.
All right.
As I say, I have a character in a different land that is a lot more heavily armored. So we could have a better experience in a different land.
And that character could vouch for us if we were to survive the traveling, you know. So
Well, if you guys wanted
might
to
have to
start
make new
there immediately,
characters.
you will have to make new characters. These guys would be abandoned. Like they would just kind of give up on adventuring and just go on as NPCs, right? When your characters are NPCs and they are retired, it is unknown exactly what they do in between, but there's one guarantee though, and that is that they will try their very best. It's not always guaranteed that they will live, but it's guaranteed what they will try to do, which is they will do their best to live, right? To survive. The bare minimums is to eat, drink, and sleep, right? So naturally, if they have no means to eat, drink, and sleep during their retirement period, they will die. Okay. So if you retired a character in a place that has no way to sustain life, you will just die. Your character will die in retirement. So if you retire a character in the middle of a dungeon, for example, right, you will die, right? If you retire your character in a place that has, no food anymore, no way to eat, all that, you'll just die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah. So when I say
retire my character, they'll die. They'll try to live.
so retiring here in Jenkston doesn't mean you will die because there's still a means of finding food, water, and shelter out here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll just become a refugee and just probably no longer be free. He will probably become subjugated. Doesn't mean you're dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the same thing with Pierce.
So I can still continue.
Well, if you lose your freedom, that will be a very important. That will be a very not important, but I mean, it'll be a very boring
Yeah.
adventure. You would spawn in, you would start the game in jail, right? So, or as a slave.
Oh, yeah, I think it would be better that we go to Ethan's place.
Yep, Ethan's place is not much better. His people have been captured, killed, and subjugated, right, by the goblins and orcs.
Oh, really?
So they're enslaved. They're mining
Well,
the pits.
we were in a war. We were in a war, and we were starting to win.
And then they
because
got.
we broke the goblins.
They were starting to win, but they had much to go, and they also were suffering heavy losses as they were trying to win. And also, that wasn't the only war going on, right? So they were quickly swiped up. The Goblin and Human War with the elves and all that. While that was going on, other forces were approaching from the east, right? And even if they sort of got close to winning, they would be consumed and subjugated or destroyed and lost to, of course, a more powerful force that is looking to control and win over them, right? Political and
Yeah.
So they would become subjugated.
It was Vikings, cannibals.
Yeah, the
I assume
cannibals, the
cannibals and
Vikings.
Vikings would fight each other because they don't like. I can't imagine them liking each other.
The cannibals and the Vikings, you can't say for certain. Those Vikings, if they aligned with the goals of the cannibals were to create human farms, right? The Vikings, they were looking to also do something similar. They were looking to just kill and pillage and subjugate and enslave a population, right? So they had similar goals. If they wanted to go up against opposition, they could, but they would probably just be neutral toward the cannibals. The cannibals would probably not target the Vikings. They would target the refugees, right? Those who cannot defend themselves. So the elves, the refugees.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you start your campaign there, I'll just kind of give you guys a recap on the history once we choose to start there. You'll probably start wherever it might be free, And that means that you'll
Yeah.
probably start among the population of the cannibals or the population of the Vikings. And if you really want to start with Ethan's old characters, you might start as a slave, right? Yeah. So, but there is a qualification. If you want to be an adventurer, right, you cannot be a slave. Adventurers need freedom. They need free will to go out and take risk for reward, right? So you could technically be an adventurer slave, but it's just a lot harder, right? Like if you're in a dungeon and you're in a slave,
You have goals you have to do for your lord, yeah. and if you
Yeah,
disobey, yeah, all
so-
that stuff.
Yeah.
you can still
So
do it if
say-
you really want, but there's just more steps. So
Honestly, I don't want to have too much problem with that. That's still technically adventuring, and maybe we can earn our freedom.
okay, sure. All right, gentlemen, ladies, thanks for trying your best today. I know it's a difficult situation. It only gets worse, right? So hopefully we can make things better, right? If we can win, if we can progress, make good choices, someday we might see a better day, right? But for now, we lost again, right? You can expect this defeat to result in the eventual loss of Southwestern JENKSTON, what you guys fought so hard to retake, which I don't think we fought that hard to retake it. It was already abandoned. But we still did good work out there, right, to retake it. All right. Yeah, good try. I'm sorry for your losses, guys. That's it. Do you guys have any questions, concerns, or I know your characters are not completely lost yet, technically, so if you guys change your mind and want to continue to fight for this last bit of land in your next game, definitely could, right? It's not completely lost yet. So, but yeah, any other questions, concerns, or feedback before we end the game? There's not much to do during the post game, I think. You guys don't have any money.
I just like to
I'm
go to
good.
bed and start fresh, but if we can, only.
Yeah, we might be starting fresh soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my leave. See you guys at next game, and I hope there's another one tonight because I have a lot of time.
Good to go. Yep. Thanks for playing.
I gotta go too. Bye.
Have a good night. Take care.